Espanyol are supposed to be Barcelona's big city rivals, but in reality, they're mostly just a punching bag. I mean, it's been over 6,000 days since Espanyol last beat Barca in La Liga, and if that wasn't embarrassing enough, this season Barca stole Espanyol's best player Juan Garcia like it was nothing. Somebody's got to put a stop to this, because Barca need to have a proper city rival that can keep them honest, and that is why I'm signing this contract to become the next Espanyol manager, and I will not quit until I make them better than Barcelona. Now, these are the 5 challenges that we've got to try and complete, like winning La Liga, winning the Champions League, signing a Barcelona superstar. We literally have a budget of 6 million. We're one of the poorest clubs in La Liga. I guess we're gonna have to try and grind and make the club richer so we can complete that challenge. We also need to have an Espanyol player win the Ballon d'Or. Guys, I'm having a first look at the team, and I don't think any player is good enough to even get an invite to the Ballon d'Or ceremony. Also, our 5th challenge is to beat Barcelona 5 times. Bro, they haven't even beaten them once in like 6,000 days. I might be here for an eternity. You know what? Let's take things season by season. Nobody's expecting us to instantly transform Espanyol. Our goal for the first season, probably to get like a top 10 finish, all while developing the team and setting up a great foundation. Okay, I think the first task is to analyze who the good players are that we can maybe build the team around. We've got this Moroccan right back, Omar El Hilali, 76 rated, 21 years old. You bet he's going to be playing a big part. Ooh, and Robert Fernandez is going to be huge for us, 22 years old. We got this Englishman Dolan as well, 23 years old, 73 rated. But look at this, bro. A lot of the good talents like Luca Koleosho, he's on loan from Burnley. And if I sign him now on a permanent deal, it's going to pretty much use up my entire budget. Even one of our best players, Carlos Romero, he's on loan from Villarreal. I think what my plan for the first season is to maybe get a new goalkeeper, because we've got Dimitrovic, who's 33. Probably also a centre-back, because this Cabrera guy is 34. But this is crazy. Even a 76 rated player is going to cost us more than 15 million. I don't think we've got the money to even make one signing. Okay, wait, I found this Moroccan centre-back. He's 26, but he does still have a few years to grow, I think. If I can get a good deal on him, then maybe it is possible. Bro, they've countered with 8.4. This is so hard. We can't even make a single signing. Okay, I found a 74 rated centre-back that might just about fit our budget. Carlos Dominguez. Bro, this is going to completely wipe out our budget. I'm trying to save as much money as I can here, but it's going to be tough. And okay, we've got a deal at 5.7 million, which I am going to take. This is actually brutal, guys. We literally can't afford to pay his wages. He'll have to accept like a wage downgrade if he wants to join us, which he's willing to take, but I can't afford to give him like a bonus and everything. This is like the best contract I can offer. But nah, he's not willing to accept it. We don't have the money. We literally don't have the money here. Wait, he accepted an even bigger pay cut. Okay, we've just made Espanyol's first signing this season, Carlos Dominguez, but I'm not sure if this is a good thing for the club. I don't think I've ever seen this happen, boys. Our budget is down to 0. Literally nothing. The bank account is empty.
I can't eat. I'm broke. I'm broke.
And I think we've made a big blunder, boys, because now we don't even have money to set up our youth academy. We got this big centre-back upgrade, but at what cost? I might need to sell a few of our reserve players to just get this club functioning. I really feel like I made a big blunder going for a signing before, like, setting up our coaching department and everything. Because now we don't even have money to bring in coaches. Thankfully, we have some decent offers, like 5.6 million for this Joffrey guy. Any player that we don't need, boys, is straight away walking out. Sold this Mila guy for 3.8 million. And oh man, that is a relief. At least we're not bankrupt anymore. And before I even get tempted to use that money for a new signing, let me just set up the coaching department. And oh boy, was that an expensive affair. The budget is down to 6.5 million. And I'm thinking, boys, of making a huge goal. A 5-star scout. 4 million on this. This may seem like a crazy move, because to be honest, we could use this 6 million that we've got to bring in another transfer. But I feel like the only way long term we'll be able to even compete with Barca is by having our own version of La Masia. Literally, even just 2 to 3 players that come through from our academy could help change everything. And this is the play, bro. I am paying the 4 million. And we'll, of course, send our 5-star scout to Spain. I want him to bring us midfielders, wingers as well. And I'm betting a lot on this, boys. I'm just hoping it works. Also, it turns out we've got a bit more money than I expected, because after a few more player sales, we're up to 8.9 million. I think that could be enough to maybe sign one of our loanies on a permanent deal. Maybe like this Romero guy, or even Terats, because these are two key players who are on loan. Well, looks like that is not happening. Romero is valued at 18.5 million, and even Ramon Terats is valued at like 10.5. I think the play might now be to try and find the Juan Garcia replacement, and I may have just found the perfect player. Leo Roman, 77 rated goalkeeper, plays for Mallorca. But man, his market value is way more than what money we have. We're gonna have to try a swap deal. This is gonna be a massive stretch. I'm not sure if we can pull this off, but let's try. We're just short of cash. I'm gonna have to negotiate really hard here. And okay, I think we might just be able to pull this off. Oh my days, we've managed to bring it down to 8.6 million. But I'm gonna be a bit more stingy to try and save 200k, and that's actually worked. And we've even convinced him to sign the contract. I really didn't expect to be signing Juan Garcia's replacement this season, but we have pulled it off. Honestly, I don't think I could have pulled off a more perfect transfer window. We've got ourselves a young goalkeeper, a young centre-back. All we kind of need is a bit of success now with our youth academy. Okay, we've got our first scouting report back, and I'm so excited. Oh, but this is stinky. Not a single player here looks decent.
Well, that is disappointing.
Okay, surely round 2 is going to be a bit better. And I guess it is Francisco Revel, 66 rated midfielder from the academy. Well, that's at least one player I've got to sign up. And now we're starting to see some better players come through. Lucas Gill, again, potential's crazy and already pretty high rated at 66. We'll sign him up too. Yo, we found another Revel, this time in the left back spot, and he looks pretty good as well. By the way, I think I'm going to have to stop our youth academy project now because we basically have no money. But to be honest, I think we've managed to secure 3 really good talents, and we're gonna focus real hard to develop them. Now, maybe I shouldn't have invested all my time with the youth academy, because look at where we are in La Liga, 18th in the relegation zone. Bro, and now we face Barcelona. Remember, we do have a challenge to try and beat them 5 times, so it would count if we beat them now. But who am I kidding? We're just nowhere near to even compete with them. Forget top 10, boys. I think the goal for season 1 now is changed. It's just about survival. I do not want to get relegated. Bro, just let me get to the end of the season in peace. Javier Puado, one of our highest rated players, his release clause has been paid, and there's literally nothing we can do to stop it. We've now got 120k in our bank, and yup, the deal has gone through right on deadline day. Okay, wait, maybe I should be happy. We got 23 million for him. And I didn't realize, boys, we've already got this Rocker guy, 75 rated 23-year-old winger. I think he can do the job in left midfield. Now we've got 18.7 million left, but I don't want to rush on deadline day and make a decision. I think the play is to carry over this money to next season and then make a call. For now, let's just hope that this team can survive. Also, we've got the second Barcelona derby of the season. I'm just hoping if somehow we can nick a win, it would be amazing, but it's not gonna happen. But at least at the end of the season, we've managed to avoid the drop. 3 points, man. That was all the difference, and we were basically a punching bag in La Liga too. Look at that goal difference. But we live to fight another day. And to be honest, I think this season was a success. We found Roman, the replacement of Juan Garcia. Dominguez, our other new signing, grew pretty well. And up top, Roberto Fernandez up to a 78. And also, he's good, bro. 16 goals in La Liga is commendable. I think we've achieved our goal of building a solid foundation. We've also got 3 really decent academy talents coming through. But yep, season 2 is going to present its own challenges, because both Terats and Romero are going to go back to their parent clubs. It is still going to be a grind. Season 2 and Terats from the midfield is gone. Carlos Romero, he's gone back to his parent club too. We do have quite a few players that have just spawned at the club, which is, I guess, good because we can maybe sell them all. I also promoted our youth academy talents, who I think I'm going to loan out soon. But you know what, boys? One thing I really want to try and do is re-sign Carlos Romero. Bro, he's an 80 rated left back that's only 24. He already played for Espanyol. He knows what it means to be a part of our club. Now, if we get the 19 million from last season added on to our budget, which I think we do. The budget is 41 million for season 2. Now, I tried signing Carlos Romero a couple of times, but we just couldn't meet on the price. And wait a minute, a couple of weeks later, he's up to an 82 overall. Guys, I literally can't afford him.
You cannot afford. Great success.
I mean, now if I go to try and sign him, our entire budget will be wiped out on a left back. I think the better player to bring back might be Ramon Terats. He too is up to an 80 overall now. But at least we were able to bring him back for under 30 million. But even with Terats, man, I don't think it's going to fill the loss of Carlos Romero. It's such a shame that we can't sign him back. Also, I don't think this season we're going to focus much on the academy. We've got our 3 academy players, Gil and the 2 Revel brothers, and we're just going to hope one of them can make it big. We still have like 25 million left, which is a huge amount. It's not going to be enough to bring back Romero, but it could be enough to upgrade the cam position, because Exposito is 29, and we could make a bet on Pablo Torre, former Barcelona player, and I think it would definitely annoy Barca if we can make Torre a successful player at our club, and I don't think he's going to be that expensive too, maybe under 20 million, yup. Now, Pablo Torre isn't going to count towards the signing a Barcelona superstar challenge, but I do think it's a massive transfer for this team. And come on, guys, this season we got to move up. No more scrapping away in a relegation battle. I want to see some progress. Top 10 is achievable. Now, isn't this a good sign? 11 games into the season, we're 8th in La Liga, and I'm starting to feel like that gives us a chance to maybe get our first win over Barca. Let's see, boys, if we can pull it off. And yes, we did! Pablo Torre scored the winner. I think that's after 6,300 days now that Espanyol have beaten Barca in La Liga. It's only 1 out of the 5 victories we need, but this is already showing that we're making progress. Okay, how have we done the league double on Barcelona? I don't get it. This time, Terrat scored a brace, 2nd win against Barca secured, and we also finished 8th in La Liga with a positive goal difference. Bro, even the growth in this team has been crazy. Roman has become the next Juan Garcia for us. And I'm so glad we brought back Ramon Terrat, because look at his stats from CDM, 17 goals. Roberto Fernandez up top did the job as well. He's 81 overall. Also, boys, the youngsters we loaned out, Mario Revel up to a 67. His big bro Francisco is up to a 72. Gil is up to a 73. Nah, bro, all round this season has been an absolute win. But things are only going to get harder for us, because the next challenge is to take this team into the Champions League. For that, we're going to need to break into that top 4, which is not going to be easy. Now, this is why I said taking the next step with Espanyol is going to be really hard. Our budget is 27 million, a lot less than last season. For a club like Espanyol, for us to get bigger budgets to compete with Barca and Madrid, the only way we can do that is by qualifying for European football, especially Champions League. And right now I'm thinking, what can we do with 27 million to improve this team? To be honest, we could replace Lozano. He's 27. And I've just found Real Sociedad's John Goroxa, 78 rated CDM. I think if we do a swap deal involving Paul Lozano, we should be getting this deal for pretty cheap. Nope. Okay, yeah, they don't want to be fooled. They want raw cash. And I've negotiated the fee down to 22.6 million. Now, on the other hand, I sold Paul Lozano for about 17 million. So even after upgrading our team with Goroxa, we do have about 17 million for more upgrades, but I don't really see what we can do with it right now. I would rather carry that money over for next season. But yeah, to carry over that money, we're going to need to perform well, otherwise the board might just take the money for themselves. I mean, last season we already saw that on our day, we can get results against teams like Barca, and that's why this season I want more consistency, maybe try and breaking into the top 6. Top 4 would be the dream, but I think that would be asking a bit too much. Also, an update on the Espanyol Youth Academy. We've got Mario Revel. He went up to a 67 overall. Also, Francisco Revel. He's up to a 72 again. He's out on loan. Lucas Gil as well. We just want them to grow for another year. Looks like this season we weren't able to beat Barca. Maybe last season was indeed a fluke. But you know what? This is starting to look like our best ever season yet. We're 5th. We do have our 2nd derby against Barcelona. And maybe if we can get a win this time? Oh, we don't. We're still on 2 wins against Barcelona. But yeah, getting to 5 is going to be real tough. But you know what? There is still a lot to celebrate about this season. We finished 5th, 4 points away from getting top 4. And I can see why we've managed to pull this off. Look at the growth. Roberto Fernandez up to an 84 overall. 27 goals. That is insane. Terats as well from CDM keeps delivering. I do think we need to figure out a way to invest in our wide positions, because we're not getting enough goals there. But overall, boys, we've built a very competitive Espanyol team. And now that we've qualified for Europa League, I'm hoping we get a big budget bump, because then we can really try and take things to the next level. And let's go, boys. That is exactly what we needed. 72 million is our budget. I think now is the time we got to start becoming Barcelona's noisy neighbors. I feel like getting top 4 now is a must. But also, boys, I think now is the time to make some brave calls. We've got Gil from the academy, 75 rated. I think instead of signing another winger, we've just got to trust Gil. I'm thinking of maybe selling Exposito as well, so we've got Revel as backup. And the younger Revel, I want him to be a starter instead of Salinas. So, yeah, this would be a really big bet I'm taking, trusting on 2 academy players to be starters, 1 to be a big player on the bench. But I think this could work if we really improve the rest of the team. And I'm thinking a couple of things we could do is maybe getting an upgrade for the right mid position, and also a higher rated center back could help. First though, I'm uploading Exposito for a cheeky 11.5 million, and now we've got 81 million to strengthen the rest of the team. Now this might sound like a bonkers move, but Anthony, 84 rated, we've seen what he can do in La Liga. Let's just ignore his time at Man United. And that, guys, is our first 50 million plus signing. The GOAT himself, Anthony. I'm really hoping we're not getting the fidget spinner version. I want the prime La Liga Betis version. Now, with about 29 million, we need to try and go for a centre-back upgrade. Now, I found 3 really good options, but it's super hard to choose. Herando is there, 80 rated, 27 years old, probably the cheapest one. Then we've got Ladislav Krejci, the highest rated one. The youngest, though, is Javi Rodriguez, 80 rated, plays for Celta Vigo, but he's also the most expensive. We'll try and go for him because he's got more room to grow, but I'm really not sure if we can afford him. And yeah, it's not looking good. Yup, he's unaffordable for us. In that case, I think I just want to go for the more experienced Krejci. And to be honest, we got a stellar deal at 23 million. I think we've done a great job around the youngsters, but still, because of how low rated they are, I am a bit concerned. Now, I don't think there would be a better way to test these academy players than to just throw them in a Barcelona derby. Imagine they help us get a win here. That would be crazy. But it's going to be a draw. But Ravel actually scored. Our left back has just scored against Barcelona. No way, this season we were in the Spanish Super Cup and we've already knocked out Madrid. We've got another chance to beat Barcelona, this time for a trophy. Come on, man, this would be insane. What a way to get our 3rd win over Barca. Can we do it? No, we can't. I feel like this time they took us seriously, man. 4-2, they destroyed us. But I do feel like we are now the noisy neighbors for Barcelona. It's the final La Liga derby, and I think we can get a result here. Oh, come on, man. Apart from that one season where we got back-to-back wins against Barca, we just haven't been able to come close. Okay, this is a relief. At least in La Liga, we were consistent, and finally we break into the top 4. The gap was just 7 points to Barca, you know. I don't think we're that far off anymore. Also, no freaking way we won the Europa League. How on earth did that happen? Wait a minute. Let's see who won the Champions League. It was Atletico. And that means this season, Espanyol have won more European championships than Barcelona. And you bet that is going to hurt Barca fans. We are getting closer and closer to becoming real rivals of Barca. Oh, man, and look at Anthony's stats. He was absolutely goated. Roberto Fernandez keeps scoring as well. Also, Gil, 13 goals, plus going up by 5 ratings. I told you, trusting the Youth Academy has got to be the play. Even Ravel at left back went up by 4 ratings. And now that this team has qualified for Champions League, we should have a bigger budget, and we should also have bigger dreams. Look at the challenges, boys. There's still a lot of stuff we need to do. And the winning La Liga challenge that we've got there, I think that's the one we should be focusing on. Barcelona have paid the release clause of Pablo Torre, and no freaking way, just like that, he's gone. We literally grew Torre to an 81 overall. I think the fact that he was last season's La Liga top assister, that didn't sit right with Barcelona, and they wanted him back. But nah, bro, the fact that we've got a challenge to sign a Barcelona superstar, instead they've taken away our superstar. I mean, it's literally the Juan Garcia situation all over again. And this has happened just as we've become a Champions League club, man. It's brutal. The only positive thing is that we've got Ravel coming through the academy. And I think the only smart play from us is to make him starter, trust him. Because since he's from the Espanyol academy, I doubt he'll betray us. We do still have 83 million to spend. Now, where do we use that money is the big question. I don't want to replace these academy players, so no signing players in those positions. We need to trust them and let them grow. But I think since we aren't going to be in the Champions League, a better defender could really help. And I quite like Boyomo from Osasuna, 85 rated. No way, Pablo Torre isn't even in the squad. They just signed him so they can ruin us? I'm really hoping this season we can get a few more wins in the Barcelona derby, man. We deserve it. But it's still only a draw. Okay, I wasn't expecting this, but after 27 games, we're still in the fight for the title. 1 point behind Real Madrid, 2 points behind Barcelona, and we've now got the 2nd Barcelona derby of the season, which if we do win, it would be our 3rd win against Barca, and it could also get us La Liga. This is massive. Can we beat Barca? Yes, we can. The academy boy Revel with the goal. Anthony coming through. Win number 3 has been secured against Barca. Now, before we find out whether we win La Liga, if you guys could drop a like in the video, subscribe as well. We're trying to hit 3 million subscribers this year, and without your guys' help, it would not be possible. So please subscribe. End of the season, and I see Barcelona in 3rd, Real Madrid in 2nd, and Espanyol at the top. 5 seasons, and we've taken them to La La Liga. And that's the first challenge that we've completed. I'm not surprised we pulled this off because look at Roberto Fernandez, top scorer in La Liga. And even though Pablo Torre left us, it was Ramon Terrats, top assister. Just look at these numbers, man. Anthony coming through with the goals. Terrats, I don't know where he's getting all these goals from. Look at the growth for Lucas Gill. 85 overall, 22 years old. What a player. Even Rebel in that camp spot grew pretty well, up to an 80 overall. The next goal that we have is the big one, the Champions League. And to be honest, we did pretty well in the league phase, finishing second above Barcelona. But then we got knocked out by PSV in the round of 16. So this is going to be the hard one to crack. Now for season 6, we've got 100 million to spend. And I'm thinking one of our challenges is to sign a Barcelona superstar. And now as La Liga champions, I think we've got the clout to do a reverse Juan Garcia, a reverse Pablo Torre, get revenge. Okay, signing Lamine Yamal to Espanyol will just be impossible. Bro is literally worth like 200 million. That ain't happening. Now, I do have another plan that involves Real Madrid because they've put in an offer of 44 million for Krejci, which I have accepted. Now, the reason I did that was because I needed money for Pau Kubasi. Now, this would be a statement, stealing Barcelona's golden boy centre-back. He's 87 rated, only 23. The growth will be insane. And it would also help us complete one of our challenges. Are we actually about to steal a Barcelona player for 100 million? Okay, they are going to play hardball with us. 136 is their counter. I'm going to try and bring it down to 120 million, but they want 130. And you know what? If we are signing a player from our rival, of course we're going to have to overpay. But this is revenge for Juan Garcia, for Pablo Torre. We've just signed a Barcelona superstar. Just look at how good our team looks now, man. We've got 90 rated Terrats as the captain. The backline looks insane with Kubasi now. And up top, we've got Roberto Fernandez, who's soon becoming a Ballon d'Or contender. I think the only doubts I have right now are the Rebel brothers. If they can quickly grow in their overall, we might even be Champions League contenders this season. But yeah, challenges-wise, I do want to try and get the 2 more wins we need against Barcelona this season. The fact that we're taking on Barcelona now with Kubasi in our team feels really good. And that does get us our 4th win against Barca. Now, we could still complete the challenge by beating Barcelona in La Liga, which we have done. 2-1. Challenge complete. Okay, but this is annoying. Atletico Madrid beat us to the title. But okay, we've already won La Liga. The goal now is the Champions League. But over there, we got knocked out by Juventus in the quarters. Looks like the final 2 challenges that we've got, winning the Champions League and an Espanyol Ballon d'Or winner. Those are going to be tough. We're going to have to grind hard for that. And I think it's going to come down to growth of our academy players. Gil is fine. He's up to an 89. He's only going to get better. I'm going to need the Rebel brothers to really grow high in their overall. I think, boys, for season 7, we're going to have to change formation because not only is our goal to win the Champions League, but also the Ballon d'Or. And you guys know EA have rigged it so that only attackers can win. And so I'm thinking with the 4-2-1-3 formation, and of course converting our wingers like Anthony, which, oh my days, boosted him up to a 92 overall. What about Gil? He gets boosted to a 90 as well. Just with that change, we've now got 3 Ballon d'Or contenders in Gil, Fernandez, and Anthony the GOAT as well. And I'm also thinking with the 100 million we've got this season, we're gonna upgrade the right back spot with Givairo Reed, 88 rated right back. I think now this team is good enough to win the Champions League. We probably need the Rebel brothers to get a bit better, which I think they will. But yeah, we gotta forget about the Ballon d'Or first, because that will happen if we can win the Champions League. So let's focus on that. Okay, boys, season 7 of career mode, we've got some very different teams that are now the big boys in the Champions League. Benfica, Atalanta, Dortmund's in there. We're definitely now better than Barcelona, man. They finished 23rd in the Champions League. Oh, but they're still alive in the competition. They knocked out Inter. But we do have knocked out Strasbourg. Through we go to the quarters. But oh boy, we're up against Arsenal. We've never gotten past the quarterfinals. But to be honest, boys, this season we've got Prime Anthony. Look at his stats, 25 goals already. I think if we win the Champions League, he could be the one that wins us the Ballon d'Or. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We still need to knock out Arsenal. Can we do that in the first leg? No, it's going to be a 2-all draw. Now, we've got the second leg at home, and please, let's get the job done. And we do, man. In fact, we destroy Arsenal. And no way, boys, we've drawn Barcelona in the semi-finals. To be honest, this is our chance to prove that we're better than them. It will be the biggest blow. And I think our team, especially after we've stolen Kubasi, is good enough for that. And even look at the Rebel brothers, how much they've grown. We've already beaten Barcelona 5 times. And I think we're good enough to take them on in the Champions League. First leg is going to be a 1 1-0 win. And now the second leg, can we knock out Barcelona? We can! I think we've now just made Espanyol the alpha club in the city of Barcelona. And all that's left now is to win the Champions League, where we're taking on Juventus. I think they were the ones who knocked us out last season, so we can get a bit of revenge. Also, we won La Liga this season, which puts us in a great spot to have a Ballon d'Or winner. In fact, I think it's going to be Anthony with the stats he's got. Maybe Gil as well has got a chance. But first, though, we gotta take Espanyol to Champions League glory. Can we pull this off? Oh, yes, we can. Anthony getting the goal. That might make him front runner for the Ballon d'Or. But yes, boys, in 7 seasons, we've taken Espanyol from a nobody club to the biggest club in Barcelona. Probably even in Europe now. And now we've got just one challenge left to see if an Espanyol player can win the Ballon d'Or. We've now made it to the Ballon d'Or ceremony. And if I see some Barcelona bias here, like Lamine Yamal winning it, I'd be fuming. But no, guys, they couldn't deny Anthony his much-deserved Ballon d'Or. And with that, we completed every single challenge and officially made Espanyol better than Barcelona. Now, if you enjoyed this video, why not watch me try and do the same with Paris FC? Click here.